If you feel that inside you are empty or you are numb and you can't quite put your finger on what that discomfort is that you feel pretty much every day, well, it could be a result of emotional numbness. You could feel that you are missing something that other people have, and it makes you feel disconnected with your friends, your partner, and pretty much the whole world. Now, if this sounds like you, then get comfy, because I'm going to walk you through the 7 signs of emotional numbness and how that numbness began. So, here are the 7 signs that you are emotionally numb. If you were unfortunate enough to grow up in a household where your caregiver did not meet your needs and emotionally neglected you, you will struggle with this emotional factor later on in life. Now, the needs of a child are not just physical, but making sure that they are comforted correctly during times of distress and praising them when they do something that the child is proud of. Children feel so many different emotions throughout the day, and if they learn that their caregiver doesn't comfort them during times of anxiety, tells them off for being upset, and ignores them when the child is happy, they will grow up pushing these feelings down because they were just nuisances, and they would make them feel bad if they did think they had emotions. Number 1, you feel an emptiness in your body. This may sound crazy to some, but to an emotionally numb person, it's that that's the feeling. Now, the common places of the body to feel this emptiness can be your belly, it can be your chest, or even your throat. It can be other parts of the body, but those are the most general. You feel different from those around you. If you ever watch people closely, it could be your friends, it could be children, or even people you work with, and you feel that they are living a more vivid life than you, and you want to know how, well, that is because you have a lack of connection to your feelings. Your subconscious is trying to tell you that you have something you don't have, yet you feel connected to the emotion, but you can't quite put 2 and 2 together. Your conscious brain, which is the one that was affected during childhood, is trying to suppress the feelings of having any emotions. Number 3, you feel nothing in times when you know you should. Do you tend to be the strong person in times of stress? Or the people around you are overwhelmed, unable to deal with an urgent matter, yet you swoop in and save the day? If you constantly hear, "Wow, you are such a strong person," it could be because you don't feel any anger, happiness, sadness, or anxiety in those stressful moments because of your emotional numbness. You constantly question the meaning and the purpose of your own life. You may be achieving some great things, moving up in your career, buying a home, but you always come back to the same question every so many months, or possibly even years, such as, what is my purpose of being here? And you've probably been asking yourself this question since you were a young child. Unexpected suicidal thoughts. You could be having an amazing day, engaging with people and really enjoying yourself, yet the thought of suicide suddenly enters your head, which leaves you feeling a little uneasy. Now, this is the emotional numbness. So you are feeling an emotion in that second, but the childhood trauma kicks in and tells you, whoa, we don't feel those feelings, buddy. You are not better off being here, because remember, this is a really awkward feeling for us. So the psychology behind this is as follows. As a child, you felt so neglected with an emotion, and it was not reassured that it was okay to feel how you did, that you felt very, very uncomfortable when you felt that emotion. So uncomfortable that it felt like you were dying. Therefore, this becomes a learned behavior. So you feel an emotion in later life and you connect that with the feeling of dying and rationalize it to the thought of, I'm better off not being here because this feels awkward. You are a risk taker and you do things to feel something. Those of us that have been neglected as a child struggle to feel connected to the world around us, so we always seek out ways to undo how we were treated by overloading ourselves with sensations and experiences. So it's a way of our brains trying to fix our numbness, and we know that we will feel something amazing if we go bungee jumping, engage in consistent extreme sports, possibly even recreational drugs. So this is better known as an adrenaline junkie, a thrill seeker, or someone with an addictive personality. And people that seek out thrills are those that are trying to fill a void. Chasing the high and sensations of experiences releases more dopamine into the brain, so we actually feel good. Now remember, if we feel awkward feeling happy, but we prefer to feel happy when we go on a bungee jump, well there you go, that's emotional numbness. And it's because we crave that dopamine rush just like another human being. However, we feel more at home to bungee jump and paraglide than we do to actually laugh at a Netflix series. Crazy, I know. Feeling like you observe and not fully participate in life. If it feels like you are on the outside looking in through a window at your own life, that you are a complete passive observer, it's because you are not fully able to submerge yourself because of the boundary that you hold over emotions. You may feel constantly alone in social situations and refuse to be in a group of people because you love your own space because, well, you can control the emotions, right? Now, this can include withdrawing from friends and family because it's exhausting and you can become triggered very easily. Chronic panic and terror when emotions break through. Now, our brains they're pretty amazing and they will try to heal themselves from trauma any chance that they get. So in these moments when you feel sadness or nostalgia, for example during say a breakup, the floodgate of emotions will happen, which is normal for everyone. But in these times when the feelings flood your brain with emotional chemicals, it can become very traumatic for the individual. All of a sudden, the person is overwhelmed with an emotion, which is something that they probably have not felt for many, many years. And you can agree, this would be pretty scary, right? And like we said before, feeling emotions takes us back to the last time we felt that emotion, which could be possibly when we were a child. And if we think, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm a child again, I'm not being reassured in this moment, I've been crying for 2 hours, no one said I'm okay, it feels like I'm dying. If throughout this video you have been nodding your head and you do feel that you are someone that has emotional numbness, it could have happened in many ways. It could have been childhood neglect, or it could have been a very traumatic situation, very similar to how PTSD has been created inside the brain. So what you can do now is go speak to someone that is trained to deal with emotional numbness, and there's plenty of self-development books out there which talk about how to overcome these types of feelings.